Lobbycast. I like that.
We're recording in a van down by the river.
I will probably edit that out.
Yeah, well, with me constant F-bomb.
I mean, was she originally played by Heath Ledger?
To quote Brad Pitt, what is in the box?
Am I the only one that's impressed that Brendan Fraser still gets work?
And we're live. Welcome, good evening, hello, and salutations. This is episode 313 of the Lobbycast, your one-stop source of entertainment, news, and shenanigans. Good evening, welcome one and all.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So as you can hear /see, my name is Will. I'm joined by my lovely wife, Erin, my not-so-lovely non-wife, Brick, and, of course, our good friend, Geoff.
Howdy.
Well, non-wife that they know about.
Shh. After the show.
Don't be afraid.
Embrace it. Embrace it. Let's embrace the news. How about that?
Let's embrace the news. You guys have any news for me?
News type stuff. I don't have a whole lot of news this week. I know I've been away from the show for a little bit, but well, I did see one thing. I think Sony's going to be selling off their cell phone market, which I'm probably sure is no surprise to anybody.
Right. Yeah.
Because they're going to focus on stuff that actually makes them money.
Probably not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I know that there's a huge sale right now on very popular Xbox One titles.
Oh yeah.
I saw that Destiny's on there. Shadow, was it Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor is down to $30 at the Xbox store.
Sam really loves.
Good.
Yeah, he's really digging that game apparently.
Good. Far Cry's on sale right now too, I believe, on Amazon.
What?
Far Cry 4 on sale, Amazon.
It would seem you have Brick's attention, no?
$39, I believe. No, less than that.
Oh.
Maybe
32. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a thing that's probably going to happen.
Good.
All right.
Good choice. That's about all I know. That's just from me surfing the interwebs today.
Okay. Excellent. I've got a couple other things. Xbox One related. Xbox is getting an ABC News app. I think they got it today, actually. So you'll be able to watch some video on demand stuff, some live stuff, entertainment news, and news clips from regular news.
Now, is that the one that had Brian Williams?
Nope, that's NBC.
NBC News. Yeah. Okay. I won't make any jokes about the news being turned over into entertainment.
Right. And also in Xbox One news, the that whole thing, and I don't know if you guys remember whenever they were first hyping up the Xbox One, they were talking about how all the retail consoles would be able to be used as developers kits. That is coming in May. So it is on its way.
Oh, good. It'll be a thing.
And then, have you guys played World of Tanks at all?
No.
It's a free-to-play game on Xbox 360?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. Oh, that's tragic.
Oh, man.
That needs to go right back where it was.
Notebook down.
Notebook down. The Xbox One version is coming out very soon, and you'll be able to play cross-platform with the people on 360.
Cool.
So it's kind of a cool little deal.
So this may be one of the first titles to actually successfully implement such a thing.
Yes.
Neat.
Yes, and that's kind of a nice deal. Other video game news, January NPDs. Dying Light is the best-selling game across different platforms.
Okay. So across PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360.
Now,
I don't know if it's on the lower, on the 360 and PS3. Maybe it is. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it seems like there was just a next-gen title.
Gotcha.
But it's the best-selling software right now.
Okay.
And then the PS4 has regained its top spot as best-selling console. Xbox had it for both November and December, but Sony, the PS4 is the top-selling console in January. So,
Cool.
there you go.
Congratulations, Sony.
Yes. Looking at some movie news, and I just saw this afternoon, and kind of excited about it. Neill Blomkamp from District 9.
District 9 in Elysium.
Is going to be directing the next Aliens movie.
No kidding.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that would be a good spot for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could definitely be interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, District 9 and Elysium are two of my favorite recent sci-fi films.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hopeful. Cautiously hopeful, but hopeful.
Sure.
And what's Chappie is the new movie that...
Yep, Chappie's the new one that he's done. Hugh
is it out yet?
Jackman. No, not yet.
Okay.
Trailers are out.
Soonish, right?
Soonish. Yeah.
Summer movie?
Yeah. Hugh Jackman, Sigourney Weaver. Looks good.
Excellent. Oh, see? And, well, already worked with Sigourney Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
But there, people are speculating that it's going to be a sequel to Aliens and kind of ignore Aliens 3 and Resurrection. Kind of like what Superman Returns did with it being a sequel to Superman 2 and ignoring 3 and Quest for Peace or whatever.
Right. And that worked out so well.
Well, it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't great.
It was terrible.
I don't think it was terrible.
I think that
You've got your Superman blinders on, Geoff. Superman Return was...
I think the biggest mistake made there was getting the girl from Blue Crush to play Lois Lane.
And getting
that was a
pretty
problem.
awful.
and getting
Yeah.
Brandon Routh to play Superman.
He was okay.
He was playing Christopher Reeve playing Superman.
Right.
Granted.
Bingo. You don't do that.
Well, I didn't run out and buy it. I'm just saying it's not horrible.
I agree with Geoff, though, and that my biggest problem with that
It's
movie
unremarkable.
was Lois Lane.
Yeah.
That was a bad call.
Yeah. I saw it once. I'll never watch it again.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
totally
You can
fine.
ignore that one for sure. Let's see. what else?
I wasn't heartbroken that I missed it.
No. And on March 26th and March 31st, in selected theaters, The Breakfast Club is going to be playing again for its 30th anniversary.
Well,
I saw that in the theater, in a double feature with my mom. The other movie being...
Please say it was 16 Candles.
No, it's Emerald Forest.
Okay.
wow. That's quite a double feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe for the 30th anniversary, maybe I'll watch those two movies back to back.
Maybe
Nice.
you should. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
A little celebration.
that's right.
Party like it's 1989.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, or maybe even
It would be earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way I can make the Prince reference work, though.
fair enough. And a little bit of television news. Let's see. What was the television news? Oh, yeah. Hannibal has been postponed to be part of the summer lineup rather than the mid-season lineup.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a reason they made that choice?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. They may have needed some more work on it. Maybe they just needed to fill a slot with something that has a fairly decent draw.
And when did you say it was actually supposed to come back?
It was supposed to be a mid-season, so coming out, you know how Walking Dead and several other shows, Better Call Saul, they're about 3 episodes in now, so about 3 weeks ago is when it would have been back normally. So there you go.
All right.
Have you had you started watching Hannibal?
No, I really want to. You said it's fantastic. I've heard a lot of people say it's fantastic. And when I heard Eddie Izzard's in it,
Yeah.
you know, it's, we're getting the hairy eyeball from that end of the couch. I can't help it.
A little bit. Anybody else
What's
have
wrong
any
with
news?
Eddie Izzard?
Eddie.
Nothing's wrong with Eddie Izzard. I said I love Eddie Izzard.
Right. That's why we get in the hairy eyeball.
Oh, because you still
Because we
haven't
still
started
haven't
watching.
watched
Oh.
It's about to start season 3, and
So that explains
You guys
why I
haven't
missed the
budged.
hairy eyeball, because I'm so used to just ignoring glares from people because I haven't hardly ever seen anything ever in my life.
See, the
true.
key is to
It's like
just
I'm a
not
homeless
care.
person, right?
The
What?
key is to just not care about Jeff's glares because oftentimes they're unwarranted.
No, this one's probably warranted.
Yeah, this one could be.
I said
relevant.
oftentimes they're
That's true.
unwarranted.
Yes,
You did.
that is true.
You did
Oh,
quite.
there it is. There it is. Right there. Anyways, moving on.
well, let's go ahead and get into the weekly watches, so I don't have to give any more crusty glares. Miss Erin, what you been listening to this week?
A few things. A lot of the normal. You got to have some of the darkness. Got to have some Queen. But what I was actually listening to today was Annie Lennox.
Oh, excellent. Solo stuff or Eurythmics?
Solo stuff, actually. And I got back into that because I heard that her Grammy performance just recently was fantastic.
I don't watch the awards shows. Did you
don't
watch
either.
the Grammys?
It was pretty good.
No, but I just looked it up recently, and her performance with looks like it's spelled Hoosier. Hosier. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Take Me to Church guy?
Yes, it was a duet. He started out singing "Take Me to Church" and then went into Annie Lennox, came out and started singing "I Put a Spell on You," and that she did. She was fantastic as always. It reiterates that she's just one of the most amazing, passionate female performers out there right now, and she's fantastic.
There was a short while where she seemed like she had lost her soul. Not her immortal soul,
but
her
music soul.
Music soul. Where I saw her perform, I'm like, wait, no, that
Who's
can't
that?
be her. Yeah.
Pod
But
people
it
have
didn't
stolen her.
last too long,
Yeah,
thankfully.
and she's clearly the Annie Lennox we know and love. In her Grammy performance, she showed him how it's done. So I was very proud of her.
Very
So
cool.
Been catching up on her on that one.
Beautiful.
How about you guys?
Wilhelm?
Let's see. For the past week, I've been able to enjoy some Macklemore.
Macklemore on his own or Macklemore and Lewis?
Macklemore and Lewis.
Oh,
Et al., if you will.
yes.
So yeah, some Macklemore. Still listening to some Silver Sun pickups because they are still awesome. Still listening to some Wu-Tang Clan because the Wu is forever. No, go ahead. No, come
I know
on.
you want to.
Come on. Do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
No
right.
swearing this week, Brick. Today I actually found myself listening to Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds live at Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, yeah, that's so good.
It's a good album.
Yeah.
It's a very good album. I think I like Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds more than I like Dave Matthews and the rest of his band.
It's because they're far better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Like if he would have just started out with Tim Reynolds, I would have liked Dave Matthews a lot better.
right. Yeah. So kind of a broad gamut for me this week. Not quite shuffle all, but more throwing random fingers at C, D, E, F, G list inside the car and going, oh, let's try this letter. Oh, let's try this, and going from there. So,
Very cool.
yeah. Mr. Brick.
Mr. Breek?
I went to a Slater Kenny concert last week.
Yeah, you did.
And it was amazeballs. It was so good.
So good.
Excellent.
You all missed out. And you're all
did.
lame.
And I am. So, yeah. Okay.
I can accept this. Yeah.
Is that Harry Eyeball? I
I was
don't
going to
know.
say now Jeff's getting the hairy eyeball. So
And then on my own, I listen to more Slater Kenny just albums that I have. And then I listened to the Andy Warhol produced album by the Velvet Underground.
okay.
It's really good.
Yes.
Solid.
I haven't heard that.
I would highly recommend it if you haven't heard it.
Do you have it on vinyl or?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then I listened to Jagged Little Pill, Alanis Morissette.
Fantastic.
It's good stuff.
Yes, it is.
And Fever to Tell, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, with Karen O.
Yep.
Dummy, Portishead.
Oh, Oh, that's a good album.
Great album.
It's really good. And on the way over here, in my fit of rage,
Mhm.
as I lost half of my tater tots,
Right.
I was listening to Metric's album Synthetica.
Synthetica's a very good album.
It is really good. Yeah.
Have you heard any of Emily Haynes' solo work?
No.
It's not technically solo work. It's kind of pre-Metric. It's Emily Haynes and Soft Skeleton.
Okay.
I recommend it. Check it out.
I will.
Have you heard Brick Tribig's I Lost Half My Tater Tots?
You may need to share. Well, I don't know if you can keep this PC enough, but
No, it's not for here.
not for here. It's personal.
It's
private.
personal. It's too soon.
Still too fresh.
It's too soon.
Too fresh. The loss of the tater tots was too great.
Still too raw.
Yep. Yep. Jeff, what did you listen to?
Well, this week I listened to Shuffle All pretty much, and then I listened to an episode of Coverville, which was the annual Beatles cover story.
Nice.
Trying desperately to get caught up on Coverville, but he records way too many shows. So I am now up to Thanksgiving of last year.
Oh,
Wow.
congratulations.
So
Excellent.
You're only 4 months away.
yeah, which is a problem because I think he records 2 to 3 episodes a week.
Yikes.
Yeah, he has a lot of
He's
show.
prolific.
He has a lot of show. Yeah. So also listened to an episode of may have been 2 episodes of Radio Free Burrito with Will Wheaton, and one of the
Will
episodes
Wheaton.
he had his wife on.
Oh, good.
She's great. Yeah, she's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yep. And then I also listened to episode 1 of the Better Call Saul Insider, which is done by Kelly Dixon. Is hosted by Kelly Dixon and her co-editor on the TV series, and pretty much everybody that's involved in the show. Bob Odenkirk was on there as well, so, and Vince Gilligan.
And how was it?
It's great.
Yep.
Yeah, I highly recommend that if you get into either Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, to go ahead and listen to their corresponding insider shows.
Okay.
Quite good.
Excellent.
Now, what you watching, Erin?
Well, let's see. Tonight we actually went, and this will dovetail with what Will's been watching.
Yes.
We started getting caught up on Mythbusters. We are a few episodes behind.
4 last I checked.
Yes.
And now we're at 3 1/4.
Yes. Well, you're at 3 1/4. I'm at 3.
Right. There is
Since somebody nodded off during the finale of this particular episode.
It happens.
It happens. It does. Watched Backstrom. I'm still kind of interested to see where that show goes. It hasn't, I don't know if it's hit its potential yet, and I'm not sure it's going to.
Right. Yeah, they still do that thing that irritates me, is where they justify why they're being given the case at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
It's like,
just take the case. So you don't need
to case.
Yeah, they're also trying hard to be house-only detectives.
Right, but then there are other shows that do the same thing.
Yeah.
They're Hawaii Five-0, Elementary, The Mentalist, and there's got to be more. Those are the 3 I know about.
Yeah, so that's
the Crime a Week shows.
Mm-hmm. And and this one is the Crime a Week plus the central jerk character.
Yeah.
So it's kind of house with detectives. It has potential. I'm interested to see if it lives up to it.
If it blossoms.
If it blossoms into what it potentially could be.
Might be Alex.
See what you did there.
I see that. I see what you did. Yeah, if people like House with Detectives, probably just watch Elementary because it's the same kind of thing. It's John. Yeah. What's that guy's last name? Johnny. From Trainspotting.
Johnny Lee Miller.
Johnny Lee Miller. Yeah, he plays Sherlock, and Lucy Liu plays Watson.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking another, kind of Sherlock Holmes thing that's not with us anymore. Was a show I actually quite liked was Criminal Intent. Goran was definitely based on Sherlock Holmes.
Cool.
Up to his apartment, his building number matching Sherlock Holmes' building number.
Nice.
In the stories. So let's see. And the other thing we've been watching, are you ready for a brick? We were watching Face Off.
Like in the movie Face Off.
No,
the TV show Face Off.
The quality production that doesn't star two of Hollywood's hammiest hunks.
Hunks?
And they are hammy.
Hammy.
Hunks may have been a personal addition there.
Well, that John Travolta. What can I say?
What can you say? What can you say, Will?
I can say that I was trying for alliteration, and you uncultured, non-linguistic, appreciating peoples can just suck it.
That's fair, right?
Yeah.
Well,
It does.
I wouldn't say it's alliteration so much as it's hyperbole.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. Right. The linguistic device is quite clearly alliteration.
They do not have to be mutually exclusive.
That is true.
There's that.
That is true.
Nice.
I got nothing else. It's
I hate you guys.
That is also fair.
That's also okay.
And yet you keep inviting us to do this show.
Yeah, that's very true.
And it is something that I love.
That's good. I am here to entertain, if nothing else.
Yes. Well.
So this week, I have not watched Backstrom. I barely got through Mythbusters. I didn't get through Mythbusters tonight. We did get caught up on Face Off. I think really that's about all I've seen. I'm back to slow watching weeks again.
Yeah.
I can't just crank the Netflix 24 hours a day like I was while you were gone.
Yeah, we need to start watching Doctor Who again.
Yes.
Because I need to start watching my favorite TV show again.
Yes.
So we need to get you caught up.
I just
when
want,
I can find time.
I want to see this show called Dr. Hooligan.
Yes.
Dr. Hooligan.
That's what it sounded like. Like that might be more interesting to me.
Is it about a time traveling soccer fan that messes people up when they don't root for his team?
Then disappears back into his blue time machine. That's painted in West Ham United colors, perhaps.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
Nice.
Could be. Maybe
like
you should
it.
look into developing that.
Oh, I really shouldn't.
It could be a new sci-fi show.
It could.
Oh, I am excited to announce that somebody else was excited to announce they are filming Sharknado 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know who's excited about that?
Wow.
Probably Ralph Garman.
Probably. I don't know who that is.
He voices lots of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was in maybe the first Sharknado or something.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him. Hopefully he gets work. That's really all I got. I'm stalling for time at this
He's
point.
also Kevin Smith's co-host on Hollywood Babylon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There you go.
Cool. Brick.
All right.
Good. Mr. Brick?
I watched The West Wing.
Of course you did.
Dexter. But I know Lila's not going to stick around, but she really should have.
Oh, yeah. I like that character.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm on board.
Good. As well you should be.
And then I watched The Walking Dead and Better Call Saul.
Excellent.
And then I also watched Whiplash, which is amazing.
No, you were telling me that. That's the one about the drummer people.
Mm-hmm. J.K. Simmons.
Or high school band, I guess it is. Is it high school
Well,
or
no,
college?
it's college. It's like a music school.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
I'm really rooting for J.K. Simmons come Oscar time.
Did you watch Whiplash?
No, not yet, but
It's so good.
I've heard he's so good, and I've long been a fan of his, and
Yeah.
I'm excited that he's getting some accolades.
It's gonna be some good stuff.
Yeah.
But that is all. Do you want to talk about Better Call Saul?
Yeah, we can talk about Better Call Saul. I did, in fact, watch Better Call Saul this
I know
this
you
week.
did. I know you did.
It was a great episode.
Yeah. Now you're fully on board.
I'm fully on board officially. After episode 3, I'm fully on board. Before, I was like, oh, I can kind of see what they're doing here. But I really like the kind of the origin story of Saul. The Jimmy McGillis?
McGill.
Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy McGill.
Yep. It's good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah. I think Mike is somehow going to play a more integral role.
And I think that's what made me enjoy it more, is getting Mike out of the booth and actually involved in the story. That made me a little bit happier.
He needs more stickers.
Right. That helped. But no Tuco in this episode.
Nope. I think Tuco's done.
Just Nacho.
Just Nacho.
No Tuco, no, just Nacho.
No Tuco, just Nacho.
But I like what they did with the couple.
The family.
Yeah, the family. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's very much forming into a Vince Gilligan show.
Yeah. I'm digging it.
So it's good stuff.
It is.
You guys should watch Better Call Saul. You should watch Breaking Bad.
I'll add it to the list. Yeah, I got plenty of other stuff to watch first.
Breaking Bad's on the top of your list.
It's up there, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's right behind Game of Thrones, and some more Doctor Who, and
others,
some Dexter, and some Justified, and probably some True Blood. I don't know.
No, you can stay away from that.
You can stay away from True Blood.
But while you're ahead with True Blood,
I've never actually started it.
That's okay. It just spiraled.
If there's one thing that True Blood did, it was consistently get worse.
Oh yeah,
so
that's good.
That's
good.
If you want to see that happen, then by all means, keep watching it.
I haven't started it.
You haven't started it?
God, no. That's what I'm saying. Is I have all these series
you can just
that I haven't even started.
Skip right over that one then.
I'll move that to the bottom of the queue.
We Smallville'd that one.
Yeah.
That's not a good example though, because at least one person in this room watched 9 seasons of Smallville.
9 out of the 10, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched all 8 seasons of Dexter and all 8 seasons of True Blood.
I'm Smallvilling Dexter right now.
No, it's not time to get rid of Dexter just yet.
No, because I'm still on the 2nd season.
Yeah.
So it's still good.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
And that's
although Smallville was never good.
After what, the 2nd, maybe 3rd season of True Blood is really when it starts to
spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Here, I tell you what. Let's play a fun little game here, real quick.
Okay.
Name some sort of seminal TV series from the past. I'll give you 10 years, and I will answer with yes, no, or started it.
Firefly.
Yes, finished the season.
Okay.
It's a bad example, though, because it only lasted a season. Never seen it.
Lost.
I got through first season, 2 episodes of the 2nd season, and said, what am I doing with my life? And I would also like to point out that was also while I was overseas.
Okay.
So that should tell you something about Lost in general, that he had better things to do overseas than watch that show.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah.
With nothing to do and no still
opted out of Lost.
I still don't understand why.
The Wire.
Never seen
because you were in a concrete bunker in the middle of the desert.
Bingo.
Okay, well, The Wire needs to be...
Well, that just doesn't make sense. There are trees and bushes and grass.
Why would you be in a concrete bunker?
There's
and a polar bear.
Concrete.
I don't.
Right.
Makes no sense.
Right.
Apparently, the polar bear did something terrible in a previous life.
I don't know.
So I've never seen The Wire.
The Wire needs to be up.
Okay. I'll move that one up.
A lot of people say The Shield, but I wouldn't agree.
Never saw it.
Shield's good. It's not Wire good, but it's good. It's real good.
Oz was interesting.
Never saw it.
Never saw it.
6 Feet Under.
Never saw it.
bits and pieces of the first season.
So we watched the first season and then
Moved on.
Yeah.
Sopranos.
Never saw it.
I've seen the same episode 3 or 4 times.
Of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
It's
It
the
was
first episode.
whenever I was traveling with my job. It was always on in the hotel. Same episode.
Nice.
And let's see, any other shows that we can need to?
I can't think of any like real major ones.
Heroes, 6 episodes, first season. Battlestar Galactica, 6 episodes, first season.
Oh, see, I think Battlestar was a pretty solid watch.
Mm-hmm. Justified, half of the first season.
Half of the first season. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it Justified just kind of goes.
Right.
It's not.
There aren't any real remarkable. They're all pretty much the same quality,
Yeah, every episode, every season, they're all about the same.
which is good. I mean, they're never.
They're consistent.
Yeah.
What?
A pretty good show.
Yeah.
Never saw Carnival.
I never watched that one either.
We're 7 episodes in on the 3rd season of American Horror Story, or 4th season, I should say.
Yes.
You have a hard time
Carnival is.
committing.
Yes.
Because we're talking about a ton of different shows that you just barely
Scratched the surface of.
We're both kind of guilty of that. We watch the first season or half of the first season, and even if we kind of liked it for some reason, we just don't.
Yeah, but then you did commit to a show that you didn't like, which was the American version of Broadchurch. What was that called?
Oh,
Grace Point.
Grace Point.
Grace Point.
Yeah, I know, but
Do you guys need an intervention?
probably.
We might.
By the way, did you start watching Intervention?
No.
No.
No intervention, no Californication, no nip tuck.
You know what? Even though I enjoyed Californication, I think I would point. And it's not one that I would actually recommend to anybody. Although I really enjoy the character that David Duchovny portrayed.
Himself.
It could be himself, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it might
it
be.
wasn't. There's nothing to keep you there.
Right.
Speaking of David Duchovny, I did commit to X-Files back in the day.
See, and I
That's
didn't
more
do
than 10
that.
years, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't
need
get
to-
into X-Files.
I need to commit
But I
to
liked
that.
French, which was pretty much
It's on-
like X-Files.
It's on my list.
Nice.
It's gonna happen at some point.
At some point, I liked it.
Yeah.
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 I thought that overall that French did a better job of
Being X-Files.
focusing on the overall story. Like, it seems like every episode contributed towards the overall story, and it seems like X-Files wasn't as focused. Like,
I can see what you're saying, and yet some of my favorite episodes of the X-Files are just the one-off, has nothing to do with the overall paranoia thing. I thought those were some of the best ones that they did.
Well, yeah, and like Buffy was guilty of the same thing, but those were like Hush, the episode with the gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the best episodes, but it really had nothing to
with
do
anything. Yeah.
with the ongoing storyline of the show.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
yeah, and I liked that about Fringe is that it always seemed to be going somewhere.
Fair enough.
And Anna Torv is great, especially in the later seasons whenever she was playing different versions of herself, pretending to be the other versions.
Okay.
And you could tell the difference.
Nice.
That's
And
fantastic.
she did a really amazing job with that.
Very nice. Yeah. So, I mean, the long story short is I do have commitment issues, and every time y'all start talking about, oh, yeah, we're in episode 5 of the season, I'm like, episode 5 of what season? 4th season? You already lost me. I'm out.
Okay, we're in episode 3 of season 1 of Better Call Saul.
Right.
Which you could get on board.
I
with
could
now.
catch up with. I might get 6 episodes in.
Right, but it's only a 10 episode season.
Oh, God.
So what you
you're
could-
asking a lot.
Whoa,
What you could do.
I still haven't
Is-
finished the first season of The Walking Dead.
Right.
I'm at the last episode.
What you could do with Better Call Saul is spend 2015 getting these 10 episodes under your belt, and then start like a prequel primer.
Oh, God. So like a jumping off point,
Yeah.
like a launch pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in another 10 years, you'll have reached the end of the 5 seasons. and
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I know. I was not raised on television.
It's horrible.
That is
was
the
I.
problem.
No.
I know you weren't.
I just happened to start liking television whenever the shows got
Really good.
considerably more interesting. Yeah. All right. So aside from Better Call Saul, I also watched some Archer,
Nice.
and I watched Walking Dead and 12 Monkeys,
Nice.
which does, considering that it's a sci-fi show, they do a pretty good job, and they handle time travel well.
Okay.
Which I really, really like. And then also I watched an episode of Batman the Animated Series.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
yeah. I've got all those. So every now and then when I just have a really short time to watch something, if I'm grabbing a bite to eat or whatever at the house, it's something that's perfect for that. It's like 18 to 22 minutes or something, somewhere right around in there. And I can just episode and call it good.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Very nice.
Yeah. Maybe you could get on board with 12 Monkeys.
Maybe.
We're asking too much. Just focus on Breaking Bad.
Well, see, this is the problem. We've thrown so much at him that he just...
I've already shut down at this point.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
My head's
Screw all the
done,
other
so
stuff.
I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to watch the QVC channel at this point. It's,
Just screw all the other stuff and watch Breaking Bad.
I'll see what
That's your main focus.
I've
can do.
I've got a friend that is going through the hiring process to become a QVC personality.
Nice.
How about
That's
that now?
interesting.
Yeah.
I read an interesting article about Mike Rowe and his process for getting hired on with QVC back in the day. It was like one of the first shows that he apparently
that's one of
did.
the first things he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
He apparently had to give an 8-minute sales pitch on a number 2 Ticonderoga yellow pencil.
Well, that would definitely qualify you for a whole number of sales positions at that point.
Right.
So, yeah,
No, that's pretty cool, actually.
it was a good read.
Sell me this pencil.
It was a good
Okay.
read. I guess he finished up with. I guess he finished his 8-minute spiel with, and if you act now, it's only 99 cents.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
I love that. Well, let's get into the final bit. What you guys been playing, Erin?
This week has definitely, or the last few days at any rate, has been all about going retro, or a little retro anyway.
It's pretty retro.
Yeah. Was this, some of you may have noticed we have a new area set up here for the podcast. What you can't see is the fantastic little nook we have set up over here. What we were looking at is a television with an old school Xbox and PS2 hooked up to it.
I would like to point out that it is, in fact, a tube television.
Yes, it is.
Well,
So even
of
better.
course.
So, I mean, if you're going to go retro, you might as well go all the way.
I think it's pretty sweet.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's the same size tube television. I think it may be even a little bit smaller than that. Could almost set them up side by side, and you guys could both play crappy games at the same time.
Right? It would be awesome. So I've been enjoying getting back to some of the old favorites, namely Jack and Daxter on the PS2. I've been playing, what was the other? Voodoo Vince.
Voodoo Vince.
Voodoo Vince.
Voodoo
One of my
Vince
old school favorites
on the old
Xbox.
school Xbox.
Yeah.
Do you have? Is there Grabbed by the Ghoulies over there?
No.
It's an interesting game. It's an
And
old rare title, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
it was a little hard to come by these days if I'm thinking of the right one.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm thinking about firing up just a few minutes of Silent Hill 2. Yeah, just because the reboot was it was great to be able to play it on an updated system, but they didn't update the graphics. In fact, they kind of took a step down in the graphics department. And if you want to hear somebody ramble on this, or not really rant on this much more effectively than I could, tune into a podcast called Twin Perfect. Because they did several, they're very dedicated to that whole series, and they did several very good episodes about where they missed the boat.
Yeah, less of a podcast and more of a YouTube video series.
That's very true.
Oh,
it's a YouTube video series. Well
Gotcha.
phrased. And so uber fans of the series and illustrated all the places that they dropped the ball on the 360 reboot.
Okay.
So I might just play that for a few minutes and say, oh, that's what it looks like with good graphics. I remember that.
Oh,
Nice. Fog that doesn't just look like a wall of white. Neat.
That is neat.
Yeah, it is. Especially since that's one of the major components of that story and game series.
Yeah.
Would be nice to have it intact. But those, been definitely taking a step back a lot this week. Also played some Dragon Age Inquisition.
What?
And we'll see how long
Wild
I
Woman.
stick with that. We were discussing earlier the what's it called?
Tactical
The
camera.
camera mode makes me mad enough to punch children. I just really don't like it.
What does it do?
It turns it from a regular hack and slash RPG to basically a RTS, real-time strategy. So you can go frame by frame, second by second, decision by decision, sword swing by sword swing.
Yeah, can't you turn that off?
You just can ignore it. But unfortunately, some of their more difficult challenges at the normal difficulty level require
it.
Right.
Because otherwise you
play
can't
without
beat
it. You can't
Lame.
win.
And
You know what? That may
Kind
be
of.
one of those things that irritated me about the Dragon Age series. Is having to do that sometimes. Like, do one character's moves, you can't just let them be on their set pattern that you put them on. You have to do a character move, then switch to another character, and then do their stuff, and then switch. Yeah, and it's all happening at the same time, and it just becomes irritating after a little bit.
Yeah, that's very true, and you can get away from that in the other two games if you just dial it back to casual mode, which is what I want doing just to get away from that.
Sure.
And this to me is even worse than that. It's even more irritating. So the fact that I did dial it back to casual to see if you could play without it, and the fact that you still pretty much need it on some of the more difficult things is going to, there may be a deciding factor within the next week or so as to whether or not I keep playing it. So we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't bug me that much, but I also like RTSs, so
Fair enough.
So that about sums it up for me. Willem?
3 hours of Destiny, probably 8 hours of Far Cry 4, and
That's pretty solid.
2 games of Trivia Crack. So yeah, that's my week in a nutshell.
Excellent.
Oh, I forgot the trivia crack. How could I
Oh
forget
yeah,
the trivia
there's
crack?
there's always
There's always the
There's
trivia
always Trivia Crack.
You're welcome.
Trivia Crack.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Prick. Thanks.
I spread the word in Chicago while I was out there, by the way. Everybody I came across with is now playing that.
Have you ever thought about what Trivia Crack had plans for your life?
Have you ever wondered what the Church of Trivia Crack can do for you? I should say Trivia Cthulhu Fatan.
Right.
Riley Cthulhu Fatan. Yes.
Well done.
Nice.
So yeah, that's it for me for playing.
Rick? I played more Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox One, and it's
Are you playing in first person mode?
sometimes, but I've played Grand Theft Auto for such a long time that it's kind of weird for me to play it in first person.
Okay.
It's more of a gimmick for me,
Right.
whereas it might be a deciding factor for other people, who are more accustomed to first person and haven't played a lot of GTA. But it's good, I mean, it's the same game that just looks prettier, so that's nice. And then I also went old school because I rigged up my Xbox to my TV and played a little bit of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer game.
Nice.
I don't know if you got quite the same retro nostalgia effect, because weren't you saying before we started recording that you hooked this Xbox, the OG Xbox, with wired controllers to a 60-inch plasma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that works.
I mean, it works, but it's not like this.
You have to go through like a composite video to HDMI upscaler, or what did you have to do? How did you wire that in there?
There's only a component other than HDMI. There's only one component slot, and it doesn't make it clear cut to put an RCA cable into that. So I just had to like keep plugging it in different holes until it worked, and then it worked. And so
you eventually found the right hole.
I eventually did. Okay. I always get there.
That's what she said.
But it's just
Jeff's about to punch all three of us right now.
then,
just let you finish.
That's what she said.
There. I can't even complain because I set you up for that one.
And then Trivia Crack as well.
But surprising.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Yeah.
We do play the Trivia Crack.
Oh, God.
You also played a little bit of Evil Dead. Fistful of Boomstick.
I did.
Here.
A little bit of Evil Dead on this setup here.
The original Fistful of Boomstick game with Bruce Campbell
voicing
Ash.
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Geoff.
Well, except for a Trivia Crack, all of my what you're playing, because it sounds like a lot, but it wasn't. It's just all focused on my attempt to play Dying Light.
Okay.
I noticed you said attempt.
Well, no, I did eventually get there, but it was the journey, really, because I went and I found a guy on Craigslist who was selling Dying Light for $45, and this was an agreeable price to me, because I could just go and get it right then for $15 cheaper than going to the store.
Sure.
And no tax or anything like that. So I made the arrangements to go get this game at the Wells Fargo by my house so I could get the cash, because I only had $5 on me. And I was able to get $40 more, and nobody would have to make change. And he said, I'm in the white Dodge pickup. I'm like, oh, fancy that. I parked by a guy sitting in a white Dodge pickup. And so I went over to said guy, and it was not the guy who had the game. And it wouldn't have been so bad, except that I was like, hey, are you the guy from Craigslist?
Uh-huh.
I didn't ask if he was the guy selling a copy of Dying Light.
No.
I asked the other question, which could be taken completely different.
Right.
Are you the guy from Craigslist?
Yeah. So, anyway.
The guy
Then,
from Craigslist.
as if I were meeting someone from
From Craigslist.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Because of sex.
Now, what was his reaction?
His reaction was no. That was his reply. He was a little confused by the situation.
But he didn't like roll out the window and go tearing out of the parking lot at 100 miles per hour.
I went back over to Wells Fargo, and whenever I looked back over at that white Dodge pickup, there was nobody in it. So he may have escaped to somewhere. So, but then
Maybe
another
it was not his white Dodge pickup.
came over, and it was the guy with Dying Light.
So, and now did you clarify your question this time?
I didn't have to, because he got out of the truck and he had it
said,
in
"Are
his
you
hand."
the guy from Craigslist?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that would bring everything back full circle.
Yeah. So I went back home all excited to play my copy of Dying Light, and the living room had been hijacked, and it also got hijacked most of the next day, which was my day off. But there was a I think that first night it was a 10.5-hour Desperate Housewives marathon.
Terrible.
So I was like, okay, well, I want to shoot some zombies anyway, and I've got my 360 up in my bedroom, so I played about 20 minutes of Fallout New Vegas.
Nice.
But my saved game was in a spot where it seemed like I should have known what I was doing before I just started picking up the controller. So I wasn't really wanting to get into that. So I threw in Dead Island and played for like 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I did at some point during the week get to play a little bit of Dying Light, and I love it. It's really good.
Cool.
It's the game that Dead Island should have been.
Okay.
It's a lot more story to it. Not so arcadey. The fighting with zombies feels dangerous.
Okay.
And then the sun goes down,
And it all gets worse.
That's when the terror begins.
Okay.
Because there are much faster, stronger zombies that come out at night that pursue you rather aggressively, and you can't see. And the game is built kind of around a free running mechanic,
Okay.
and so it adds to the tension, and it kind of will unnerve you a little bit.
Cool.
So, pretty cool. It's one of those feelings I haven't felt since playing Aliens vs. Predator on the PC.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it is really intense. And I only got caught outside at night once, and I got an achievement for eluding a pursuit. So I did make it back. I wouldn't say I eluded it. I would say that I beat it to the safe house. And so it did not kill me.
There you go.
But actually, there was several of them. They were very fast, and they were coming after me, and you can't see because it's so dark. Yeah, you can barely see like the outlines of buildings and shapes and stuff. Thankfully, you still have your radar, so you can kind of point yourself in the right direction and hope for the best.
Oh,
Cool.
But it is really scary at night, like trying to navigate your way around the zombie-ridden city.
Cool.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a great game. Rick, did you keep like going to lick the microphone? What were you going to say something?
No, I just wanted to lick the microphone.
All right.
And on that note, that may be the end.
Okay. You guys got anything else?
I guess you could say we've got this thing licked.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Calling out to all area group, we gon' make it all happen right here, right now. Calling out to all area group, we gon' make it all happen right here, right now. Calling out to all area group, we gon' make it all happen right here, right now. Calling out to all area group, we gon' make it all happen right here, right now.